Aloha everyone, excited, introducing a new series. We'll have multiple episodes, chatting with Steph. Going to be talking to different people and their experience regarding mental health, and hopefully it'll help some of you out there. So stay tuned. There will be, again, multiple episodes on the series, Chatting with Steph. Aloha and welcome to another episode of Chatting with Steph on the LMP1 channel. Today I have my mom here with me, and we're going to discuss her experience as a parent of someone who has a mental illness, which would be a parent of me. I'm her daughter. So first question, what were your first thoughts, feelings, or reaction when you actually learned of my diagnosis?
Well, I remember that I had seen signs that there may be something wrong. And during that period of your life, it just seemed like you were going through a lot of different changes and challenges. I tried to open up communication with you, but it was very hard because it was like talking to a brick wall, because you weren't letting me in. And so for me, that wasn't like the normal Steph that I knew. You actually came to me one day and you said, "Mom, I think I need help. I need professional help." And at that time, I was just not overjoyed, but I was just happy to see that you realized that I need to get professional help, something that myself or your dad couldn't help you with. And so that was really the first step into your recovery. And I saw my mother suffer with mental illness, and it's a hard thing when you try to open up your heart and try to communicate with someone that is suffering with mental health, and it just seems like you just keep getting kind of pushed back. You want to be there with open arms to help whatever way that you can, but I realized through my mother that sometime a professional has to be involved. And so it was like I said, "Okay, God, I know that you can do everything, but you also work through the professionals." So I kind of gave it to God, and I was happy that you had come to terms with it yourself.
I think part of that response of, not wanting to open up and talk about it or anything like that is because I was trying to figure out myself, what's wrong with me. So next question, over time, what are some things you've done to educate yourself on my diagnosis and mental illnesses in general?
Well, I think the main thing that I've done once you got diagnosed, I did lots and lots of research. I love to read, and I guess you could say that I got into the books, and I tried to read up everything that I could as far as your diagnosis, and then I wanted to know what could I do as your mother to help you to try to make things easier for you. I also went to a mental health conference with you about a year ago, and there was some others that had gone with us as well, and got just great information and insight into all different types of mental illness. And it was something that I was just soaking it up like a sponge because it was so much good information. And I think that it helps me not only to help you, but also others that I know are suffering that I can understand better. So I think research was the best thing for me.
And I think that's the most comforting thing, is when people in your life take an interest in you and, what's going on with you to better understand you. So what are some ways that you support me, especially if I'm experiencing one of my episodes?
So you and I are very close, very in tune with each other, and I can tell when you're suffering from anxiety or when something is a little bit off or when you're kind of feeling like you're going down almost to hit rock bottom. So the first thing I do, I take you aside. I let you know that I think something may be wrong. I keep that line of communication open, and I try to find out, what is it that's causing it? Is it something at work? Is it a particular incident that may have happened? Is it a person? What is it that's causing this trigger? And then after you share with me what you're going through, I try to offer you positive feedback, ways that I think that you could to cope with it. And probably the most important thing that I think I do is I give you your space. I say, okay, I know Steph is feeling this kind of way, and I give you your space. I don't keep drilling you and asking you anything. Once we talk, then I just let you have your space, and I know that eventually, you'll come around, and if there's anything that you want to share, you'll share it, but I give you that space that you need.
And I think of all the things, that's one of the most important is to not push. Know the limit with the person, and when they're ready or when they are coming out of whatever's going on, they'll come back. But I think the pressure or pushing for them to tell you what's wrong or explain, or because sometimes you don't even know. So I think it's important to know the limit and when to, okay, I'm going to just let them be. So is there any encouragement that you have for those with a mental illness and those that are friends or family of someone with a mental illness?
Well, I think on the part of the individual who's suffering with the mental illness, I think it's important for them to let their friends or family know that, hey, I'm having a period of time in my life where I'm kind of going through some things. Just make them aware that, sometimes people take things personally and think it's them, that they did something, but just let them know I'm going through a period of time. And I think as family and friends go, we have to let them know we're there for them, that we're available if they need us, but also to give them that space that they may need. It takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of understanding, and I think just to know that, for them to know that you are there by their side, whatever they need makes all the difference in the world.
And I think on the other end of that, it's important to, in those times where they are patient with you, recognizing and acknowledging and sometimes even apologizing, maybe because you said or did something out of character because of how you were feeling, is very, very important, because it's a two-way street. We can't just put all the, responsibility on those around us to understand us and just take whatever because of how we're feeling. We have to take, some accountability as well. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Well, one thing that I'd like to share that has just really touched me with you. You've been suffering now with different bouts of depression for over 10 years. And in the last few years, just you putting all this effort forth for Life Matters Plus One, that you have such a desire to help others who are suffering and to get the word out about the stigma and to get people to understand how important it is for us to support those with mental illness. You've taken that energy that maybe was negative at one time and you've turned it into a positive, and you have changed so many lives. And that's one thing that I can say, that I'm just so proud of how you've taken something that some may thought was a bad thing, but you've turned it into something good and you're making a difference.
It's very encouraging. So that's all, folks, for this episode. Please stay tuned, because there will be more episodes coming in this series. I'll be chatting with others. Thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, and thank you for being a part of it.